What are you going to do with those pies, boys?
Welcome back to the channel, guys, the Psychotic Circus of Savannah. Today we're going to be unboxing Spirit Halloween's Slim of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I've really been looking forward to another Killer Clown being released, and I'm so happy that Spirit finally released one. So let's go ahead and open him up. So first we have his costume, and I can feel even inside of the bag that it's very plush. Very similar to how Shorty's was from a couple years ago. And I'm really excited to see that because it kind of gives these guys the impression that they're a bit chubby, just like the movie. All right, so here is one of his shoes. Very high quality. This is not like an SVI type of shoe. It's a thick quality, and I really love how bright the green is. Another shoe. And now the moment of truth, his head. So his quality is very, very, very high, especially compared to almost every unboxing I've seen online. The makeup around his eyebrow is phenomenal. His mouth definitely does not hang. Even the purple around his eyelids is just great. You can also see that there's some clear separation between his cheeks and his eyes. We have his bag. Son of a bitch! I was kind of hoping that it didn't. I wanted to add maybe a piece of cardboard there with some real popcorn. I might still do that to this fabric and definitely add some of the either bobbleheads or the Funko Pops by cutting off their base and gluing them on here, but that'll be a project for a different day. Instructions.
Galaxy ain't big enough for the two of us.
We have his AC adapter. This thing, fucking thing is fucking huge. It's fucking huge. This is all zip tied together. Let's put him together and see what he's all about. So we're gonna start with his base, and I'm assuming that this is the front of his base, seeing how they have these weird loops. And I believe that's to hold the shoes in place. Next are these wicked leg poles, and I'm getting some serious Crouchy vibes from these legs. Next are his shoes. Next is his costume, and this costume is pretty heavy duty. I'm actually surprised with how much stuffing is in it. Next, you're gonna put on his main mech piece, and for 2 seconds, I think because I was in Crouchy mode, I was thinking his box was gonna be in the front, but nope, it's gonna go in the back where it belongs. Next is his hip hoop. So we're gonna slide it over. So now we're gonna pull his costume up over his shoulders before we insert his arms. Next, you're gonna slide his arms in, and I will say that this is by far one of the easiest animatronics we've put together in a very long time. And also it feels like his quality is just perfect. I'm not really a fan of the super shiny hands, but we'll see how he looks when it's all done. Next, we're gonna go ahead and attach his little popcorn bag. And last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and put on his head, which his head has a weird way of attaching it. It kind of just rests in there with this like plastic blow mold skull neck piece thing. I've never seen that before in an animatronic, but let's check it out. This guy is freaking huge. Let's plug him in and check out his demo. So, Slim, of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Let's talk about his pros and his cons. His pros are, for being such a massive prop, he's very, very easy to put together. The design of his body and the way that the poles are, everything just seems to work and fit without explanation. The quality of his clothes is amazing. He has this nice padded costume that, to be honest, almost gives the impression as if it's waterproof, but it's definitely not. The paint job on his face is amazing. The sculpt on his face is amazing. He looks just like Slim from the movie. And next to Shorty, it's clearly obvious that these guys came from the same universe a million light years away. Now for Slim's cons. And I know what you're probably thinking. Of course a fat guy has some cons about being Slim.
I'm very hungry.
I was actually really disappointed with his lack of movement. Also, when he kind of leans forward, he's there for a really, really awkward amount of time. You would think he would open up his bag as he leaned forward, not when he's leaning away from somebody. It would be more like to show you what he has, as opposed to like, hey, I'm back here, and for some reason, I don't know, that part's just a little weird for me. Speaking of his bag, it has this JPEG of popcorn on there, and I kind of think that Spirit Halloween missed the mark with not putting a projector in his back and having him do the shadow puppets. He's really known for the shadow puppets in the movie. And I just think that that would have been a better way to incorporate something from the film, just like they did with Shorty and his boxing gloves. Now, the last thing about this guy is that his sayings are just one saying. It's just one track. And even Shorty had two separate sayings. He had one where he was just kind of going crazy, and another one where he said, and the music had changed. So I imagine after a night of Halloween that this might get really repetitive and get stuck in your head. I know that I've had multiple nights after my home haunt where I've been laying in bed and animatronic audio is just playing in my mind all night. But what do you guys think? I think his height is amazing. I absolutely love his size. And even though I was complaining a bit about his shiny hands because they are different from Shorty's, you really don't notice them. I love the guy. But put your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, it's okay to disagree. It's not okay to disrespect. As always, happy haunts.